Okay, we're live. Welcome to FX3, the show where your faith gets fortified, your finances flourish, and your fitness is fueled. I'm your host, KB, the fearless, fun-loving voice of the people, and alongside me is the one and only JDub, the financial phenom who turns charts into fortune maps. Together, we're here to help you focus, flourish, and fire up your life in all the ways that matter. Let's freaking go.
Yo,
All
let's
right.
go. Is that how this is supposed to work?
We're in, man. The
All right,
pilot
good
is
job.
live.
It's the start of something.
The pilot is live, man. This is the start of something beautiful. Okay, thank you for joining us. I have Jeremy Whaley, aka JDub, with me, and this guy is a mentor to me. He is a influential voice in my life, and I appreciate you being here with me, Jeremy. And I believe we're going to do something amazing. Jeremy is a financial expert, a life coach. As you see on the screen, trademaestro.com is his website. He's on YouTube and Facebook, Telegram, and all the social stuff. And he's got the website. And so I want you to check him out. And we're going to go over all sorts of cool stuff, finance, conspiracy, faith, fun, life, the whole deal. And we're going to just, that's why it's called Faith, Finance, and Fitness. It's pretty much your entire life. We're going to go through all of this stuff. So JDub, welcome.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for having me. I have low expectations and high optimism about this.
Let's go, man.
Let's do it.
Okay, so all right, my one of my best friends, ChatGPT, right now is helping me with figure out how and what to talk about.
So you're saying you're an AI?
AI agent is what they're called now. I don't know if you've seen.
Oh, you're an agent.
This is the hottest thing since sliced bread on the internet. Okay, so there's my easy first intro is Dolos the Bully. Do you know who that is? Dolos the Bully?
I don't think so.
So on, do we call it Twitter or do we call it X? What do you call it?
I'm confused because I don't know if you send a tweet or if you send an X.
Yes.
I like to call it X, but me and my kids joke just say that we send a Twix.
Okay, like left side, right side.
We don't know what to call it. Yeah.
So on X, so that's the new thing is this thing called an AI agent. And what they do is it's wild. They're like real people on the internet, but they're not real. And this guy, Dolos the Bully, when you check him out on X, he's like very harsh. And he just clowns people all day. He's called the bully, Dolos the Bully, but he's AI.
You have any examples?
I will pull it up. And what Dolos does is then he has a crypto. So I've bought his crypto. It's a Solana token. It's an AI agent token. And it's wild. So, but he's like a real dude, and then he makes all of these crazy posts. Here he is. I'll read you some of his posts. So his description says your favorite bully powered by, because it's $ bully, because that's the ticker for his coin. His bully powered by at Dolan_AI, ancient villain reborn. I mean, these AI agents are like fallen angels. Okay. Hidden in technology, fully autonomous profile. And most recent tweet, some people still clueless about what's up with bully. Zero bully dropping on the 20th. That's a promotion. All right. Next one. Dating apps turn love into a swipe right competition, and you're losing. The internet didn't make people stupid. It just gave them a megaphone. You're this is an
These are
AI.
his tweets.
Yeah,
Or his
you're not
Twixes?
you're not his Twixes. Yeah, you're not stuck. You're just scared of doing the hard shit that actually matters. Um, Mass adoption is just crypto slang for we need new suckers to buy our bags. AI startups are the new dot-com bubble, except now the buzzwords are longer and the scams are faster. Breaking news: the dev you worship is a pro-level grifter. Governments will ban TikTok for security concerns while still leaking classified documents through their email chains. People don't hate Mondays, they hate their entire lives and they take it out on the calendar.
It's not fake. Like, I mean, it's fake person, but it's actually true statements. I agree with almost all that.
And this and it's a Solana token, $BULLY, right? So I
Yeah.
bought some of that. But apparently these things are everywhere. These AI agents are running everywhere. And so I don't know how I got on that tangent, but you know, I'm an AI agent or whatever. But like that's the deal. It's crazy. Everything is changing so fast. So I recently learned how to really kind of dive into ChatGPT. I use it all the time now.
Yeah.
I've plugged in a lot of information just about this, of us doing this podcast together, and you know, creating that intro. That intro is pretty much all AI created, and the whole thing. It's crazy. So I typed in a couple things I want to talk about. So and finance and technology was the first sector that came up, and it's what is ISO 222? Why is it significant in the financial system? And then explain XRP, XLM, and the roles in the global currency ecosystem. So
Sheesh, you're just going straight for the nukes.
let's go.
All right, that was about 5 questions in one.
Well, what is ISO 222 and why is it significant in the financial system?
Okay, so ISO international standards. It's a protocol that gets created so that international people, because we're all around the globe, that we can communicate with each other in better ways. This has been going on since I think the first major ISO was like had to do with film, if I remember. But it's just an international standard, and so
Well,
like you
in
think
all
about
sorts of things, in email and
yeah, with all
in
sorts of
all
stuff.
sorts of technology.
Yeah, and so
Okay.
you know, you look at yeah, you mentioned email technology, banking, communication with each other, and that's what the number you read off 20020 or whatever it is.
I think it's
That is a
222.
what is it?
220 and 22. So it's 20022.
20022. That's right. So they basically it's a standard that they have created for blockchain to talk to itself. And it's important because
Well, you
you know
think
you
it's
have
for
blockchains.
blockchain?
Say what?
You think it's for blockchain?
It is, yeah, it's for crypto.
Can I share my screen?
Sure.
So I stop screen. Looks like you were
Am I
sharing.
sharing my screen?
You were sharing. I took it away. All right. So asking ChatGPT, what's ISO 222? And then I said, now give me some articles regarding that. This is one of the articles it came up with. A Wells Fargo article, ISO 222 XML, not to be confused with XLM, two different things.
That's good to tell a dyslexic like me because I already confused it.
Yes, it's not XLM, it's
Yes, I see that
XML.
now.
Two different things. The use of different financial messaging standards creates problem in automating payments from end to end. ISO 222 is solving the challenge through globally accepted standards that improve payment efficiency while reducing risk. So it's a messaging system, not necessarily a blockchain messaging system, from what I understand.
So XML, if I'm remembering right, is actually a database protocol.
Like coding.
Yeah, like Excel.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. Let me do a quick search on this XML. An XML file is a text-based document that uses extensible markup language, XML, extensible markup language, to store and transmit data. So it's a markup language, yes. And it's how I was on the right path. Basically, in the world of blockchain and in crypto, the reason that people are making such a big deal about it is because this particular standard takes the database, that's what I was moving towards, and it gets them talking to each other.
Okay.
My hands look really big when I do that, so I have to do them like way back here. Yeah, so they talk to each other. Whatever, I don't care. You're just experimenting. Have fun.
Well, this is a pilot, so
this is a pilot, so our 3 viewers will really be excited to see this.
3,000, Jeremy.
3 that are live. You and me and God.
And Dolos the bully.
And Dolos the bully. Yeah, so the big deal is you have certain cryptos like XRP and XLM that are already compliant for this database. That's the big deal. Mm-hmm. The little deal is that you have a bunch of misinfo agents on the internet, and we're going to get hate for this. So just be prepared. If you put this up on YouTube, what I'm about to say will get people blocking us before they even subscribe. So you ready for the controversy?
Wait, man, all publicity is good publicity, JDubs.
Well, I think so. Yeah, you got a bunch of misinformation agents on the internet that have researched bad intel. They believe that's the truth, and they've come up with a story, this narrative, that no crypto except for the ISO 20022 is going to be worth anything. And that's just not true.
That's not true.
No, it's not true. So, for example, just like you have conversion in software where, Microsoft Office can be opened up in Google Docs, for example, you're going to have the same situation in blockchain. I think they've already got it. So you have basically some sort of a conversion that Bitcoin can convert over and communicate with the new standard. But it's a standard. That's it. That's all the ISO is. It's a standard.
Okay. Let me pull up the next article. This article is from Financial News from the UK and dated October 29th, 24. Financial landscape is on the brink of a substantial change with the implementation of ISO 20022. The new standard promises to revolutionize how banks manage global transactions, enhancing efficiency, reducing costs. Launching in November of 24 represents a milestone for financial institutions worldwide, and instantly goes into XRP, developed by Ripple.
Yep.
XRP strategic positioning, implementation of timeline by 2025 to be like fully in. And then you get all this stuff like boom, ISO 222 is live. And what the crazy thing is, XRP is blowing up. So it's at an all-time high yesterday.
Yeah.
And the way that you and I think approach investing and trading differently. Okay. I think you're a phenom, according to my intro on TA, and that will be technical analysis. Okay. And I like to buy the rumor, sell the news. So, semi-fundamental around here, right? Like I remember buying XLM and XRP 5 years ago, maybe 6, and thinking this is going to change the world. And I've sat on this crap forever, going through misery, and now it's finally paying off. And I am convinced that the narrative is going to be the ISO 222 tokens are the next big thing, and they're going to change the world, and they're going to pump, and I'm going to sell, and everyone's going to buy my bags when I'm selling at the top. And so this is like before we got on air, you start talking about Mr. T, and because he comes on Monday, we're gonna have Gary Gensler gets fired today. Today's Gary Gensler's last day. If you don't know who that is, is
it today, or is he leaving office? Then you know what? We should be firing weapons in the street and celebrating like Mardi Gras.
That's what I'm saying, because like this. Okay,
Gary Gensler is Satan incarnate. He is the worst thing in the world for the economy. I can go on and on. He has been my nemesis since 2009. I absolutely, If I could do anything with Gary Gensler, I would put him on the most effective rocket that Elon Musk will ever build, ship him to Mars, let him blow up halfway there. Like, I have no use for this scum. It's a terrible
I'll
human
pray for
being.
his soul, okay? Because
I said that in Christian brotherly love.
but
I think he's a I don't know, he's a
miserable.
reptile or something.
Yes,
he's not a
he's
human.
reptilian. Yes. Uh-oh.
Humans don't do what he does.
But today's his last day. Okay.
On Earth?
Because Monday the markets are closed. So today is effectively his last day as an
Oh, that's right.
open
It's
market,
MLK Day Monday.
right? So on Monday, the markets are closed. Trump comes in, Gensler's out. Okay. So the narrative is, okay, that pro crypto Trump is coming into office, and Trump is also very pro America, right? Like American made.
That's kind of his thing.
Yes. So the again, buy the rumor, sell the news. The rumor is that ISO 222 tokens are American made. These are XLM, XRP, XDC, Algo, HBAR, Cardano, and IOTA. These are American made cryptos that are ISO 222 compliant.
Okay.
And Trump is pro crypto. He's going to come in, and he's not on day one, but the speculation, the rumor is that he's going to remove taxes from these coins, encouraging people to buy these coins. So if you are a holder of these coins and you profit, you don't pay taxes, because again, we're America first, and these are the new technology coins that are going to be revolving around the banking system. And I've been tracking this for a while, and every time a pump comes, these 6, 7, 8 coins are the leaders of the pack. They're always in the top 10 on every pump. Recently, as of this recent pump, as alt season has started. So when you go on CoinMarketCap and you look through CoinMarketCap, out of the top 15 coins, 8 of them are the ISO 222 coins.
Okay.
Like every new pump.
Right.
And so, but it's to me, it's still very early in this this narrative. And then as soon as he comes in, the narrative is Gensler's gone, Trump's in, he's pro crypto, he's going to take away the taxes, America first, go, go, go. Everyone's going to be hyped, and these things are going to explode. And then in a month or 45 days, then the actual news will come out, and it will be something like that. I don't know what it's going to be, but it's going to be something like no taxes, which would be great. Trump, no taxes on ISO coins, so I can sell all of them and pay no taxes and be rich as ish. And like, that's what's going to happen. But I'm going to sell when people are buying in that moment, because he's going to, when the announcement comes out, that's when I sell.
Okay.
And your thoughts, sir?
Which part?
That was too long of a rant.
It was fairly, there's a lot that was in there. Yeah. So, you're speculating, and I'm going to speculate right back. I don't think that there's any reason at all. I have zero reason to think that they would create some sort of a tax loophole just for ISO 20022 coins.
American made?
No.
Sorry. America to be the crypto capital of the world?
No. But I think you're right. I think that I could easily see tax benefits, tax loopholes, complete tax loopholes. I mean, I think that he wants to do away with the IRS. They've essentially said that. Elon Musk has twixt that out many times. I wish I knew what to call an X post. Like, what is it?
Tweet, man.
It's still a tweet to me.
But I think
I think this whole idea last week, he came out and he talked about the external revenue service, and I think that is actually a clue. There is a bill working its way through Congress that I kind of agree with. I think it's I want to say HR 25. I probably have that wrong, but it's called the Fair Tax Act or something like that. And what I agree with a lot of it. Part of it is to put in place a fair tax, flat tax, sales tax system and abolish the IRS. I agree with that.
Dude, get him out of here.
There is I think it's a 90 or 180 day window where within that time, there has to be a constitutional amendment put in place to completely revoke all IRS and income tax as a possibility. And if that doesn't happen, then the whole thing unravels. Like there's some pretty good safeguards in there, but what I don't like about it is I have two really, really big concerns about the sales tax, and this is kind of a rabbit hole. But concern number one, I think the proposed 23% sales tax rate is absurd. I think it will.
That's too low.
No, it's way too high. It will pummel us into a recession, in my opinion, because even though people, let's say you gave them all their check back, but now you're going to take 23% at checkout. The reason the country gets away with the income tax is because people don't realize what they're paying. So they're hiding it. Now, if you slap it on every time they buy something at the store, they're just going to say, oh, I'm going to wait. I'm not going to buy it because I don't want to pay the tax on it. Mm-hmm. And so it's going to really crush consumer spending, in my opinion. I think you can get away with 10%, maybe 15%.
Yeah, like 15% was the conspiracy for a while. Like, he's going to come in and make a 15% flat tax.
Yeah. And I could get behind that. I still, the other thing is, if you look at GDP, I think a 23% tax should generate around 6 trillion a year. I may be off on that, but that's based on the rough numbers that I crunched. And I think that's way too much. I don't think the government deserves 6 trillion. I think the government deserves about 2 trillion, maybe 2.5 trillion. And any penny over that, the Congress should pay out of their pockets. That's my opinion. And it's a good opinion.
Think that'll happen?
No, it won't happen. But it should, because they're wasting our money. They spend more money sending it over to Ukraine than they do to help victims in Hawaii or in, Western North Carolina. Now we got a whole California situation going on. I'm just so fed up with all of government. And even though I like Trump, I'm skeptical. I don't know if he can pull it off. Yeah. So that was a lot of rabbit holes. Let's come back unraveling some of those.
Well, then can I piggyback on something you just said, that you're skeptical about Trump making it sound, layman's terms, you're skeptical about Trump making massive change?
No, I misstated that, if that's what you heard. I don't know that he can pull it off. I don't know that he can actually clean the swamp.
Okay. I will give you one quick anecdotal evidence that something's happening.
Prove me wrong, please.
I have direct contact with a federal employee who is not happy and speculation is that they're not happy because of Trump. And said person didn't vote and is now mad about that, saying, I should have voted, because I can't really complain because I didn't vote. And like now I wish I would have voted for Harris, because Trump is making my life harder. Because apparently Doge is already working, Department of Government Efficiency, and
not the crypto coin.
Correct. Well, that one's pumping too, but got this specific person in their position and their group and team in the government, everything is changing. All their KPIs, their key performance indicators, how they track their time, how they have
to at least tell me the department that we're talking about?
Department of Defense.
DOD. Okay.
Yep. And that this stuff is so for example, the admin who is supposed to answer the door and get the mail, like at this secure location, teleworks 3 days a week. And so other high level people
kind of hard to get the mail,
have to come down and get the freaking mail and open the door for the stupid FedEx guy and stuff, right? So the whole thing's out of whack, and they've been doing it just because it's like they don't want to call this person out or whatever, and like they're getting paid to be the admin from working from home. So apparently that's been addressed, and there's no more teleworking available. And two, now each department is and the boss and the boss's boss and the boss's boss are all getting pressure to, it's almost like Office Space when the consultants come in and they sit down with everybody. You have to prove like, what's your job and what do you do? Like, why do you work here? And that's what's happening according to this source right now in their job. And they're having to work, let's call it 20% more, and they're not getting paid more. And this person was already a high performer. So the people that are just kind of putting in the bare minimum are now having to put in 40, 50, 60% more effort. And this is why they hate Trump, because he is looking at the government like a business and not,
You know what this is?
yeah.
It's the world's smallest violin playing a sad song.
Hey, I'm having a very hard time showing sympathy to this person.
I
as
don't
well.
care. This is fantastic.
Correct. That's what I'm just telling you. I'm just saying I have
Yeah.
anecdotal evidence that this week I had this conversation with this person and they were all pissed off. And I was having a hard time feeling bad for them. Like, I think that's great. I think that's awesome. To me, that's actual change that's happening. I hope that admin has to come to work 5 days a week and answer the door and get the mail and etc. But this is how budgets are slashed. This is how redundancy is figured, and they're creating new systems for everything. So all of their time logs have to be done differently, and all of this stuff has to be done differently. And some people aren't necessarily happy with that. I would be not in that camp.
All right, so to kind of backtrack here, all this started with, I think 23% tax is too much. And I still think 23% is too much. The other concern that I have is, how do we guarantee that they will not raise above a certain threshold? Because, who's to say that the government, who's to say the government wouldn't turn it into a 50% or 80% or 120%? And you could do that. It's just a surcharge of 100%, surcharge of 120% of every item. So, I have such little faith in the government that I'm afraid of the fair tax, even though I think it's a better system.
Well, especially down the road, 10, 20, 30 years down the
Exactly.
road. And our kids are like, well, how did you let this happen? We're like, well, it was only 15% when we said yes. And now it's 150%. And totally agreed.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
I still argue. My argument is really simple. What does the federal government do for me? You're spending $5-6 trillion a year. What benefit do I get? Okay, we get military. Great. What else? You gonna throw out roads and police and education? Isn't that all states' responsibility? Like, I don't know what the government does for our taxes. I have yet to figure that out.
Well, it's obviously completely snowballed out of control over the last 50, 60, 70 years.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I'm kind of excited for change. But I am also really excited to sell some of these ISO tokens and make a ton of money at the top when other people are buying.
All right. So coming back to that part then, I think so. Yeah, my perspective is totally different. I have never lost money in crypto, never once.
You're a trader.
I'm a trader. And
Yeah,
I've been trading crypto.
That's why you need to listen to Jeremy. He knows what he's talking about. He's going to tell you when to buy. He's going to tell you when to sell, and he's going to teach you how to do it. So go to trademaestro.com and learn how to do it. Okay. And don't be a dummy like me who just hodls for 6 years from I've literally bought XLM at 8 cents, watched it go to 80 cents, didn't sell, watch it go all the way back down to 8 cents, and have held it since. So good news, XLM's at 48 cents today. But we're on the road to $3. XRP on the road to $9. I don't know. I'm sure Jeremy, disagrees with some of that stuff, but you're gonna trade those smaller trade. I'm trying to get 10,000, 10x this stuff, right? But okay.
Well, let me address it, because here's the thing. I started buying XRP at 16 cents, 17 cents.
Yeah.
So there's like people today, they're like, oh, I wish I could have bought it at 17 cents. Well, you could have, you just didn't.
Yeah.
I did not.
Where was your first buy? On Coinbase? Where do you buy XRP at 17 cents in 2017?
It was probably more like 2018. It was after the first big pump. So I'd have to go back and look at the chart and see the dates on it. I'm going to say maybe summer 2018.
But it's Coinbase.
But I bought on Coinbase, yeah.
That's like the only place to buy. I mean, I remember buying Bitcoin and Litecoin and Ethereum in 2018 or 17 or something like that. But it was only
it's
like
not the only place to buy. It's just that Coinbase has made it easy.
Now there's a million places.
Even then there was quite a few, but they were the first. When I first started looking at XRP, it was probably 2012, and it was so complicated. I just said, there's no way. And I have a friend who bought, he probably has 300,000-400,000, maybe 500,000 XRP that he bought for less than 3 cents. in
Economic Ninja,
2010, 2011. What?
the Economic Ninja.
No, you don't know him.
That guy is
No, he used to work for me, and he bought it
Economic
for
Ninja used to work for you.
no, the guy that I'm talking about.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
I don't know Economic Ninja.
Oh,
But this guy that I'm talking about, he's the guy who introduced me to XRP. This was probably 2010, 11, 12, somewhere in there, because that's when he worked for me. So that's obviously when it was. But it was so complex. I was like, no, there's no way it'll never be worth anything. So he's sitting on now, a couple $1,000,000. And the first time that XRP pumped and it hit $3 for like a day. Now, this was, I can tell you when it happened. I can't tell you the date, but it was after Bitcoin was approved for futures
January
trading.
21. No, January 7,
No,
18. January 18.
17, 18. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so Bitcoin had just been approved and it surged to like, 16, 18,000 for the first time.
Yep.
And let me finish that sentence. Bitcoin had been approved for futures trading.
Mhm.
And all the cryptos like pumped for a little bit. And XRP hit $3.
Yeah.
And my friend was worth $1,000,000. Now I know what we paid him, and he shouldn't have had $1,000,000 based on what he earned from us. And I'm sitting here thinking, my gosh, this little guy, I can't believe he did that. I was proud of him. I was really proud of him. But that was when I really, for the first time, said, okay, I
Did he
should probably.
sell?
No, he didn't sell.
So
He didn't sell.
on paper he was worth $1 million.
He was waiting for it to get to $10. This was back then. Because on paper,
Man.
he's worth it. And then, a week later, he's back down to he's worth 100,000.
Yeah.
Yeah. But so
happened to me in
following that, I started.
2021.
What?
That happened to me in 2021.
Yeah. So I'm going to tell you some stories here, and then you're going to know why I'm a trader. So eventually I bought XRP for around 17, 18 cents. I bought some more in the mid 20s. 2020, 2021, when it was around $2, I sold. And I bought some more. I had another big pump that I sold on. And the most recent I bought was, mid 40s last year. And then I started selling around $2.40. I sold most of it. And just the other day, last week, I bought more around 240, 245.
Okay.
And now it's up almost $1.
Yeah.
So, what's the difference?
Trading.
Here's the difference. In the meantime, for your 6 years, for my friend who saw his net worth with XRP go up to $1 million and he didn't sell, you guys are riding the roller coaster.
Yeah.
And you're just holding on for dear life, right?
That's what HODL means, sir.
I took my profits and I still had money to double down and buy more.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
I
Now,
agree.
some people are going to say,
agree.
oh, well,
That's what I'm going to do this time. That's what I'm going to do this time.
Yeah. So some people say, well, I'm going to miss the move. No, you're not. What are you trying to do? You're trying to be the unique person that bought at the very bottom? Well, yeah, that's what they told me to do. Well,
No,
that same cabal was a bad, media influence then. They're still bad media influence, right? Quit listening to them. Learn what real traders do. Real traders buy the momentum. Right now, last week, we just triggered into a new phase of momentum for XRP.
Yeah.
It's worth buying. Okay. Now we just hit a new pivot, which is the all-time high, which is around 330. And it's kind of hitting some resistance there. But if it breaks out, when it breaks out, and I still think there's upside potential in the short term.
But like right now with the inauguration happening Monday, you can't sell now.
Yes, you can. You can do anything you want to do.
Well, sure. Okay. You can do anything you want to do. Okay. Yes. I can't sell with the inauguration happening Monday.
Okay. But see, that argument right there is speculation. The argument that I've had for 15 years. I mean, I've been a technical trader. I started trading in 1999. So how many years ago? It's 26 years. Wow, I'm old. That's why I have so many gray hair. But since I started teaching trading, which was 2009, I've had this argument for all these years with fundamental traders. And they're telling me that, technicals are not reliable. It's just speculation. There's nothing more speculative than a fundamental trader. It's nothing but speculation. You say, oh, I did all the numbers. Here's the question. Whose numbers matter?
How do you know? Okay, right now at 320 something, okay, 326, I think, for XRP. Okay.
Yep.
What does the technical analysis say is because it's at resistance at an all-time high. So you have to, would you sell here or wait? And then after it breaks, you would buy? Like you're waiting for, because it's going to go one of two ways at the all-time high, right? It's either going to act as a resistance and come down, or it's going to, hit it a couple times and then break through. So are you waiting for a trigger?
Can you share my screen?
Yeah.
So here's the thing, my other friend, Kevin, you know, Kevin, you've done some currency stuff with him.
Sovereign Patriot.
Yeah. He asked me a couple days ago, he said, what's the next target for XRP? And I told him 330. How did I know? Because I have this line right here. I have this line right here. You say, well, how do you have that line there? Because when I go way back in history, that was the all-time high. That was the resistance level.
Yeah.
So I know that that's going to be a peak. And it was. And it's slowing down now. Now, there's only a few things that happen when we get to that line. One thing that'll happen is either we hit this and we pull back and we'll find support here around 225, or we will break out and we'll come back and we'll test it from the top and see if it holds a support. Those are the two most probable things to happen.
So it'll go either it hits it as a ceiling, goes down to 225, or goes through it, then comes back and retests it as support, and it will bounce on top of it. And now it's building a floor on top of 330.
Yes. And now the question is, does it hold as a new support, or is it going to fail and it will pull back again to 225? Now, what I just described to you is the structure. Now, you know the structure of the trade. I now just turned my absolute speculation into a series of probabilities.
Understood.
So what's easier, I think, or I have a statistical number? Which one's easier to work with?
I like probabilities.
Probabilities, right? Now you only have three directions this trade can go. It can go up, it can go down, it can go sideways. It's the only three possibilities for any trade. So if you just take your basic odds, 1 out of 3, you have a 33% chance of making money. So here's what fundamental traders never get. They run all their calculations. They say, trust the fundamentals, trust the fundamentals. Do you realize when you place your trade, when you buy, do you realize that you have a 66% probability of not making money?
Sideways and down.
Sideways and down. 2 out of 3. Okay. If you thought in those terms, how many people would be dumping their entire life savings into something and hodling on the expectation that it has to go up? It doesn't have to do anything. Oh, well, then I crunched the numbers. They have to go up. It doesn't have to do anything.
Sure.
And I can sit here and make the argument against fundamental trading all day long. It is nothing more than speculation, especially in a free market. Now, if you're not in a free market, I've had these conversations with Dr. Scott. If you're not in a free market, meaning let's say it's a private practice, you know, if I want to go buy a private doctor's practice, or, you know, a flower shop down the street, there's going to be hard numbers that are the real numbers for that business. And in that situation, the fundamentals matter, because you're not competing with emotion. It's just you're buying the business for what it's worth on paper. Mm-hmm. In the stock market, or in the crypto market in this case, it doesn't matter, because whose numbers are right? Are Warren Buffett's numbers right? Are Kevin's numbers right? Is Sovereign Patriot's numbers right? Is, you know, XRP Ninja or any of the XRP people all over X? Who's right?
No,
and the answer is you have no idea. And so to come right back to it, you said, how do we know? Or what was the question you asked? How far would it go, or something like that?
Well, like if it goes up and then okay, I guess my question at this point would be, because if we break all-time high, if we get a pump through, comes down, tests it, support is found at 330, then what's your target above that? You don't have any data other than some Fibonacci's. Is that where you start going with Fibonacci's at that point? Or
in this case, I start using my fibs. The more wave structure we have, the easier it is to forecast. So we don't have a lot of wave structure on this, because there's just not much there. And that's one of the challenges with all crypto. But that doesn't mean that, okay, technicals don't work and fundamentals do. It's just because you don't have structure doesn't mean that fundamentals are now right. You know,
agreed. I'm just saying the technical analysis is going to be great with history and data and getting you to these new points. But with, you know, NVIDIA's and, you know, all these parabolas that form, and, you know, everybody, you know, buys in and it goes crazy, and the tulip mania goes, and it's like you don't know how high that's going to go until it happens, right?
But that doesn't mean we can't trade it and do so very effectively.
Sure.
So I do have a couple fibs in here, and what you'll notice is the lines don't match up. There's such little structure that we can't even draw a real grid based on fibs right now. Not one that I believe in. because we can't get the confluence. We just don't have enough structure. But what I will do with this, what I am doing with this, is the way that I trade any stock or any trade that's at an all-time high. So first thing I'm looking at is my moving averages. Where are we in relationship to the trend? That's the first thing. Okay. Second thing is I'm looking at my momentum indicator. So down here across the bottom, you see my stochastic. When I'm overbought like this, that doesn't mean it's a problem. Where it becomes a problem is when you're overbought and it turns down like it did back here in December. And you'll notice that was within a couple of days of the all-time high at that time. Well, it wasn't quite all time, but close to it. You'll also notice this other indicator in here that goes from dark green to light green and to dark red and light red. This is a special indicator called, you ready for this? It's the JMAC. Because
it's not the JDub.
It's not the JDub. It's the JMAC because I adapted this from MACD.
MACD.
Yes. Okay. So the JMAC will turn from dark green to light green.
What about the MACDub?
It's the JMAC.
Okay.
Another indicator that I created in here that I work with that will help with this, I call it the crescendo, playing off the whole maestro theme. Crescendo means get bigger in Italian. It's a musical term.
Okay.
So you can see right now that the momentum for XRP is getting bigger. It's expanding.
Yes, I see that.
At some point, it will start to contract. And when it contracts, that's a good reason to take your profit. So all of these signals, these are signals.
Now we're getting somewhere.
Yeah, these are signals that will show up. You won't get out at the very high, but there's an old saying on Wall Street that everybody gets out at the all-time high once. And the rest of your life, you spend chasing it. So just stop chasing it. And then one day you'll get out at the all-time high. But you're trying to capture the bulk of the move as much as you can. You're greedy, truly greedy if you're trying to get in at the very bottom and out at the very top.
No, I believe in staged buying and selling, right?
Yeah.
Like I agree, you're never gonna get the actual bottom and top, right? So if it's in a downtrend, you don't know necessarily, like, you're not trying to catch this falling knife or whatever, but you can stage your buys down, and then that it floored, and as it goes up, you can buy again on the way up, and then same thing on the selling along the peak. So you would stage your sells out and up the top.
Right.
As ladder out.
Right. And you've shared with me a lot of your money management ideas, and you actually do that part extraordinarily well. What I don't like about the whole HODL idea, you sat on some of this stuff for 6 years. What else could you have done with that money? That you don't have to answer. That's a redundant question.
Understood. God has done this for me, not to me, because if I didn't hold it, I wouldn't have it right now.
Okay, fair. But what a lot of people did, and I'm just going to put this in perspective. I'm not saying this to brag or to impress you. I'm saying it to impress upon you my system and why I trade the way that I do. I sold, looking at the chart now, I sold my first bag of XRP back here somewhere. Okay, so it was around, I said $2. I was a little off. It was probably around $1.40, $1.50, somewhere in there. Okay, I bought some more in here and sold basically for just a small profit. And I really didn't buy very much in here. I had a few that I kind of picked up some, and I hodled like maybe a couple hundred, but nothing major. Just in case. And at some point you have so few, it's not worth selling, right? But I bought this past summer somewhere in here for around the 40s, maybe 50 cents. I sold, like I said, a few weeks ago here. I bought back right here, and I'm still in up here. Okay. Now, there's a lot of people back here. This is when the rumors, which are not necessarily true, but this is when the rumors that XRP was backed by gold and it was going to be the foundation of the new money system. This is when they started hitting.
Financial system.
Well, that's what some people call it. Yeah, I don't think that's going to be
QFS.
Q? Who's Q?
Mr. QAnon said it was called the QFS, and that we should be looking for John F. Kennedy to come save the day.
Yeah, exactly. And he's coming in Elon Musk's spaceship. But he left Gary Gensler on Mars.
Hey, you're cool with that.
I'm great with that. Yeah, so back here, this is when all the big pump was happening. This is exactly the wrong time to buy. Okay? This was actually selling the rumor, not the news. See, your idea of buy the rumor, sell the news, no, this was actually the rumor. This is when things were getting very rumorous and it didn't have sustenance. And then what happens? We got into all these SEC things, and it just fizzled. I know people, and you may be one of them, but I know you know people, if you're not one, who bought back here, and they've been hodling ever since.
Me.
Okay, so you spent how many years upside down?
Oh, my average buy on XRP is probably 50 cents.
So yours is pretty good. But I know people whose average buy was over $1. And they spent all these years down 50, 60, 80%. And they're just like, XRP is never going to do anything. What a crap. Why did you even do it? I mean, what else could you have done?
Okay,
because during this time,
if you believe in the project,
but it doesn't matter during this time.
I know, but you can, if you made the mistake, I'm just saying, if you made the mistake, then you're down. Now you're down 50%. What do you do if you sell? Or if you actually believe in the project, then it's not going to go to zero, and you can wait it out. I understand it's not a great trading strategy, but selling 50, 60% down isn't one either.
Okay. No, but I never told you to sell 60% down. I never would have held it till I had that kind of loss.
If you already made that mistake and now you're stuck holding a bag that you're down 50% on, then you're panic selling?
Maybe.
Because
maybe, but it's better to sell at a 50% loss. It's better to sell at a 50% loss than a 90% loss.
I understand, but Bitcoin maxis are like XRP is going to zero, XRP is going to zero, and if you bought it, hopefully you did some research into the project that it has value.
Hopefully, but how many people lost a ton of money on Doge or any of these coins? Okay, let's take Hawk Tua. They're buying.
That's a scam. I mean, that's a scam. XRP, if you do enough research, it's not.
I know, but I'm just making my point. My point is that people don't know what they're buying. They're buying and they're hodling, thinking that they're getting something. And I'm going to show you a story here. You ready for this?
Yes.
Okay, let's say in 2021, you purchased XRP for 10 grand. Let's say you bought 10,000 worth, and you held it through all this. You had a drawdown of $5,000.
At what price point?
We'll say up here at the top, because this is where the volume
was high. Was like $2, right?
Up here in the $40, $50 range. Doesn't really matter.
Okay.
The point is that you bought $10,000
above $1. Yeah.
Above $1. And let's say you have a 50% drawdown. So now your account's worth 5,000. Okay. Sure. Now you're dealing with an account that's upside down 50% for years.
Yeah.
And it finally breaks out, and at $3, maybe you sell it and you made $30,000. Okay. So you're like, or you sell for $30,000. So you made a $20,000 profit, and you're like, oh, look at me. I'm a great trader. No, you're a crappy trader. You're actually a terrible trader.
I totally understand.
Absolutely. Because what you could have done in the exact same time frame
is bought NVIDIA.
You could have bought NVIDIA, but you could have just bought the QQQ.
Sure.
Which is the NASDAQ.
Yeah.
From 2021 forward, you would have doubled your money. And during this 2022 pullback, all this stuff up here, you can see some of my bearish trades are still marked on here. We were doing bearish trades, making money on the way down, made money on the way back up. You could have bought NVIDIA. You could have bought Tesla. There's so many other trades. You could have bought Solana. You could have bought Bitcoin.
I totally understand. So I have a friend who has the same theory, and we argue about this all the time.
And let me finish. I'm almost done. I'm gonna land my plane. I'm gonna land my rocket ship. Then once we get, last October, when Solana took off and went up 10x. Okay. Yeah. Let's say you'd taken your 10,000, you put it into that. And now you got 100,000. Now let's say you rolled 100,000 into XRP. Not saying you should have put that much, but let's say you put 100 grand in back here whenever I purchased. And obviously there were signals because I purchased. And now your 100 grand turned into 300,000, or actually probably more like
400,000 or 500,000 now.
Yeah. So you thought, oh, I bought for 10 grand and I made 20, got it up to 30 grand total. You could have easily had 10, 15, 20 times that if you had just not hodled.
I can't wait until I do this next time.
You want to know how easy it could be? I'm gonna get rid of all this, so it's like so easy. Do you see this green?
All the JMac.
Just better that. Just look at this is my Maestro moving average.
Yeah.
See how green and easy that is? Watch this. I'm just going to show you some stuff. This is Dow Jones right now. Dow Jones was really green, but look, first part of the year, it turned red. So what do? You just do nothing. But now it's about to turn green again. We just moved back above it. So we're about to have some bullish movement. Probably Monday after the inauguration. I bet this thing goes up. Today it's up again.
Yeah, man. Big T's coming in. He's gonna save the day.
Yeah.
This is what I'm telling. This is the narrative that's gonna be
Big
right.
T.
So we're gonna,
That's right.
but come
Look at
spring, it's gonna be a different story. I'm gonna be selling. All right, can
look
I switch? Can I switch?
Yeah, I'm just telling you that this is how easy it is. You don't have to speculate. You don't have to spend hours researching. Just follow the momentum.
It
works on every chart.
I agree.
Look how
I
easy
completely
Bitcoin is.
agree.
Bitcoin gave us a brand new buy signal today. Did you buy your new Bitcoin?
It's 105 G's right now. It went from
Yeah.
90. It went down to 90. It's up back up to 105.
Look, you don't have to buy 105. Just buy $1,000 worth.
Super tiny Satoshi-ish.
Satoshi.
Can I get? Can I get? Can I go conspiracy on you?
Yeah. How do I stop sharing my screen?
I kick you off.
Maybe I push the button that says stop sharing.
Have you heard of something called the global currency reset?
You like my new Yeti?
I do. It's orange.
I got this. Well, I'm in
Orange
Tennessee.
purple, so
I'm in Tennessee, and UT is our
family.
football team. That's not why I got it. I just a random association. I'm actually no U fan
because it's orange.
Yeah, but I bought this. I got it on clearance at Academy yesterday, and it's already tearing, and I'm really upset about it.
But it's clear. It doesn't keep anything cold, right? But you're not taking it outside.
I'm drinking something other than Dr. Pepper. Why aren't you celebrating me, Kevin?
Congratulations. Let's go, man. That's what I'm talking about. Is there water in that thing?
It's electrolytes with water. Yeah, water mixed with electrolytes and stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
It's sugar free. It's 0 calorie.
Okay.
Yeah, it's mango flavored electrolyte.
Well, then, all right, let's shift to, okay, so fitness is in our title as well.
No, we're talking about conspiracy.
I know. But you mentioned electrolytes.
Yeah.
So you get your electrolytes from a powder that you buy.
Was that a question or a statement?
I'm asking.
This happened to be a powder that I acquired at a store called Sprouts. Yes.
Okay. Have you considered eating Celtic salt?
No.
Yeah, I chew that stuff like candy.
Yeah, do you really?
Yeah.
No, I really haven't.
Yeah.
I've heard. I
don't know. We'll find out. I've
heard that I should just put Himalayan salt in, but I haven't.
Well, you know what the new conspiracy is Himalayan salt is petrified Nephilim giants.
No, I didn't hear that, but
so like
I have so many jokes that are inappropriate.
I know you've seen the pictures of the landscapes that look like old giants and animals and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Okay. And now they're speculating that we were told to buy Himalayan sea salt because it's healthy. We've been told it's been healthy for a long time, right? But really, we've just been consuming trash, mined in China, Himalayan sea salt, and it's not good for you. So I don't know. But then now they're saying Celtic, so I bought Celtic. But
at the end of the day, I have no idea when I'm going to get run over by a bus, and I want every meal to count.
Well, I told you we were going to go conspiracy, so then we had to start talking about Himalayan sea salt Nephilim giants.
I mean, I feel like we should be calling George Norrie. Is that his name?
Who's that? Coast
to Coast.
Oh, is that? I don't. You didn't know who Economic Ninja was, so I don't know who George Norrie is. But you dodged my question. Have you heard of? Will we get kicked off YouTube for talking about the global currency reset?
I don't know.
Well, I don't want.
We don't have any followers yet, so there's not much to lose.
Well, last time I had 0 followers and I got kicked off for having one conversation. I got kicked off of YouTube for having one conversation where I said the word Rothschild once, and it was like, wow, my whole thing was like, my whole, my whole platform was gone.
Wow.
But I wanted to share an article with you because again, I asked my friend ChatGPT to give me articles about what we're talking about.
Okay. You know, the problem with me answering this question is it's going to be on record.
Oh, okay. Well, don't go on record. Okay.
Yeah. Then people are gonna, if it doesn't happen or if it does happen, they'll be like, they want to blame
So
me.
IraqBusinessNews.com. I don't know if you've ever heard of this. I've never heard of this. ChatGPT sent this to me. And basically,
I'm a little slow on my keeping up with Iraqi headlines on a day-to-day basis.
me too.
My Arabic's a week.
But ChatGPT sent this, and I don't think this is actually Iraqi. I think it's some American the company, but talking about Iraq.
Is she
But
drinking Aunt Jemima?
this thing, I think it's olive oil.
Oh,
This
it looks
is an
like Aunt
ad for
Jemima.
olive oil. That'd be like, yes. No, man, and that's so racist.
It's like
anyways.
Buddy the Elf. It's like Buddy the Elf. Oh, it's
You can't say
syrup.
Aunt Jemima anymore, dude. Come on, they don't call it Aunt Jemima anymore.
Well,
I mean,
that's an old bottle. She had it in storage.
So, anecdotal evidence, including inquiries into Iraqi business news, seems to suggest that supporters of U.S.-elect President Donald Trump are more likely to believe that the Iraqi currency, the dinar, will increase in value by an unprecedented multiple sum, saying as much as 1,000-fold. And it goes on to believe that the global reset narrative, many believers connected the dinar revaluation, which did happen before, to a border theory about Trump leading massive reorganization of global financial systems. Some proponents claim Trump and his team were directly involved in orchestrating the coming revaluation. This is some of the best parts, though. Despite years of failed prediction, the theory continues to circulate. Some believers have modified the timeline but maintain their basic conviction. The persistence of this belief system, despite contrary evidence and expert warnings, illustrates how financial conspiracy theories can become deeply intertwined with political identity and restraint to contrary evidence. Both Trump supporters and proponents of the dinar revaluation theory often demonstrate the tendency toward belief in conspiracy theories or hidden truths that challenge mainstream narratives. So I will 100% put myself in that category, that I believe in conspiracy theories. So
Okay.
I don't know if we leave it right there. Is that a topic that we probably don't touch?
I'll touch it. I don't care. I'm trying to pull up an article and it won't let me because I don't subscribe to the New York Times.
Yeah, every time I pull a New York Times, yes, because I did the same thing. I was trying to prove to a coworker that the dinar was revalued at one point, and I typed it into Google, and the New York Times article came up, and then it won't let you read the article because you don't have a subscription.
Yeah, so for listeners who may not know this, in 1991.
Okay.
Yep, the Kuwaiti dinar did revalue. It went from being about as worthless as the current Iraqi dinar to being $3.47
Per dinar.
Yeah,
Per dollar.
Each dinar. So let's say you bought 1,000 dinar for $1.
Yeah.
And then after the revaluation, your 1,000 dinar would be worth $3,470 because they revalued it. Yeah.
It's a pretty good return.
It's probably the best trade you would ever make.
Yeah. Well,
me too. Me too.
It's the best trade you would ever make.
I just wanted to keep the focus on you.
Okay. Why is financial literacy essential in 2025?
Oh, we're done with GCR. We're done with all that now.
You want to keep talking?
Yeah.
Are my Zim notes going to be worth anything?
I don't know. I think so.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Well, Trump's coming in on Monday, and the whole world's going to change.
Yeah, exactly. The one that makes the most sense, because they are talking about it publicly, is Iraq.
Is the dinar, right?
The Iraqi dinar, yeah. And in the same situation with Kuwait, but all these countries that the cabal has gone into over the years, Venezuela too, but Vietnam, these countries that we went in and decimated, Iraq.
Vietnamese dong.
Yeah.
I got some dong.
Yeah. How G does this show need to be?
Oh man, this show is not G.
Oh, it's not G. Well, let's start over.
Cuss away, man.
Yeah. So these countries that we went in and we decimated, they were really, really strong economies that had a really good currency value, and Iraq being one of them. And Iraq pumps a ton of oil. They have a very, very strong economic foundation. It's just the United States and the world, what's called the UN,
Powers
I
that
guess.
be.
Yeah, the powers that be that think they're supposed to control everybody. They destroyed it. And so with a revaluation of that, they would be reinstating and then probably revaluing the previous value. Yeah, it could be a good deal.
Solid deal.
Yeah, very solid.
Sovereign Patriot will hook you up. Okay.
Was that nebulous enough for YouTube?
I hope so. I got 500 subscribers. So.
Oh, where did we get those?
Oh, I identified a trend when Trump won.
You identified as a trend?
I identified a trend. I identify as a trend, sir. No, I saw a trend when Trump won.
Yeah.
In November, and the trend was anything Trump goes viral, pumps.
Really?
And so I made a bunch of YouTube shorts. And really what I was doing was grabbing videos from Telegram, because Telegram has some really funny videos about how stupid Harris and Biden are and how cool Trump is. And I grabbed those videos and then posted them on YouTube shorts. And within 30 days, I got 500 followers.
Not
and
bad.
Tens of thousands of views.
Not bad.
I didn't really put much into it since then, but I went from 50 subscribers to 500 subscribers by putting up, I don't know, 20 or 30 YouTube shorts about how cool Trump is. And remember when he drove the dump truck?
Yeah.
And when
he was cool.
When he was in the McDonald's, oh great, all that it was funny as shit, and they were, and the
guy's funny, and he is cool. I mean, just I don't care if you don't like him. Just put him side by side with Simon Biden and all those other people, and you're like, I just think he's cooler. Yes. Can I just elect the guy who's not decrepit?
Me too, man. But some people are so offended by everything, and they're all panties are in bunch 24/7. So I thought it was fantastic, and it was just like eagles flying everywhere, and American flags, and Mount Rushmore, and Trump, and Biden in a trash can, and Harris in a trash can, and Trump, driving a trash truck and working at a McDonald's serving ice cream, and it was a great time in November.
Awesome.
Why is
you probably have another window coming up with the inauguration?
Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Let's get some good. It's just all right. Telegram people, come on, post some good videos so that I can. Because Telegram makes it so easy. You can literally save a Telegram video to your phone like that, and then you take that video and you throw it on YouTube as a short, and it within 5 seconds you've got a short up, and it gets 10,000 views, 20,000 views, and you gain a bunch of subscribers.
Awesome.
Why staying fit matters for overall success?
Healthy fit.
Fit. What's your definition of fit? So you can be fit but not healthy fit?
Well, we just launched a thing with Trade Maestro for women called Females in Trading that we call FIT.
Females in Trading. Okay. Well, that's an acronym, not the actual word fit.
Yeah, but we're calling it FIT. So
okay. So
women who want to trade and they want support of other women, and they don't want to feel like they're, women lost in a sea of masculine trading energy. We're helping them.
Probably true.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Because women have this block. It's not true. Women are actually better traders than men. That's the reality. But women think that they're not, and they feel intimidated. And we realize that. So we're trying to create some support for them so we can empower them to go out and change their family's future.
Okay.
We're calling it FIT. My wife's helping me on that. It's great.
That's at trademaestro.com.
It's at trademaestro.com. Yeah. And it's free for members. So if you're a member, you get the entire trading library. And if you're a member and a woman, you can't identify as a woman. So Kevin, you can't just identify. You have to be legit.
Which is, last week I was identifying differently.
And if we question, then we make you submit a DNA test, and you have to show your chromosomes.
Right. And your hormonal levels. All right, we're in an hour. So what do you got? We keep going?
I was going to ask you the same thing.
Yeah, I think we're good. I think
Okay.
this is great. I think this is a good pilot. Well, let me ask you, what's one fitness goal that you would challenge yourself to set this year?
Well, I say this every year and I have failed, but
Then
maybe
you need to
this
watch
is,
that Tony Robbins video.
well, I've done that many times.
Yeah.
I've really, I've struggled for years. I love Dr. Pepper.
Okay.
It's really my only vice. I mean, I don't drink alcohol. I don't do anything that's,
Well, it
overly
tastes really
terrible.
good. Isn't it like 47 flavors? Is 20,
Um,
23 flavors? 23 flavors?
23, yeah.
Yeah. Like
But I
Michael
don't really
Jordan.
think about those.
Like,
It's just, I don't know, the combination. I just love it. And I've loved it since I was 11 years old. So
okay.
my goal this year is to just really match water H2O versions of hydration with the amount of Dr. Pepper drink. So instead of
Oh,
just totally cut out Dr. Pepper, it's like if I
okay.
drink a liter of Dr. Pepper, I have to drink a liter of water,
Okay.
or the electrolytes too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Some some type of water with something in it.
something with legit hydration.
Yeah, yeah, okay.
Yeah, not I can't replace because I also love sweet tea. I'm from Tennessee, so
Yeah.
I can't. It's like if I drink a
Is
liter of
unsweet tea like a bad word there?
Northern tea, yeah,
It's Yankee tea. I drink unsweet tea. That's Yankee tea.
yeah, you're a Yankee. You're not welcome down here.
That's cool, man.
Yeah. But yeah, so I can't replace, if I drink a liter of Dr. Pepper, I can't match it with a liter of, tea, which is,
A liter of cola. Okay. Now we're going down that road.
well, I'm just making it.
Um,
If I drink an ounce,
okay. What's all right, well, but that's not a fitness goal. That's a health goal. Okay. It's similar,
okay.
but what is a fitness goal you have, JDub?
Well, I
Because
also,
you're a baseball coach. Is this
yeah,
accurate?
I am,
Right?
yeah.
So you gotta, you know what I mean? You gotta stay in shape. You gotta be fit. Do you throw
My
batting practice?
intention, my intention this year, my intention in November during the off season was to lose a bunch of weight and be at Planet Fitness every day and be a great example to my players. And instead, life turned upside down, and we literally just balanced the boat like 3 days ago. So,
Sure.
I mean, I feel like I
Okay.
haven't even made New Year's resolutions.
Well,
Did I tell you what all happened with my mother-in-law and all that?
you said some, but not really. I don't.
We don't need to do that on YouTube, but
Yeah,
it was just
it
crazy.
sounded like. And I saw some of Kenya's posts on Facebook.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. So
but I'm
we
glad you guys have like now are moving
yeah.
forward and okay, that's
So, I
cool.
mean, the reality is I need to lose some weight. I need to just be in motion. I need to, naturally drop my blood pressure and all that stuff, but it's the same old, same old.
Um, okay, so I have a tip for you.
Okay.
So in the morning when you wake up and do you drink coffee when you wake up or no coffee? You don't drink coffee at all? Okay. Um, hold on. Sure. You can still hear me good, right?
I can. Yes.
Okay, because my phone rang and then like I lost my
Oh,
but
you got to block your phone.
yeah, I just turned it off. Okay, so well, if you for you, if not you, JDub, for you watching this, if you drink coffee and then but that's the first thing you drink, that's not necessarily the greatest thing for your body. So you should
Right.
try and drink 2, 3, 4, 5 glasses of water before you drink your coffee. Give yourself an hour and a half before you drink any coffee and crush water in the morning. That's why eat some sea salt, literally eat some sea salt. That's the electrolytes, get some hydration
Yep.
going. But there's this thing called that I'm just learning about. Do you know who Barbara O'Neill is?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I love this lady. So she talks about something called rebounding. And
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Tony used to do this.
Tony did rebounding?
Yeah. You mean like the little bouncing, get your
Yeah.
lymph system going?
Yeah.
Yeah. I
So,
used to do it religiously. And then our little rebounder got broken. The kids thought it was a real trampoline.
but you can just jump on the floor. You don't need a trampoline. Like you don't
I
have
always
to
do it with a
actually.
trampoline.
Yeah, but I just jump on the floor
Yeah, I could do that too.
and on my tippy toes, and it fires up your calves really. And I can only do it for a couple minutes because like you're. But I took different things from what 3 different people I've seen and 3 different like theories on this, right? So the rebounding is your body going up and down, and this whatever this is, the gravity force of your body going up and down, something activates in your body and it's super healthy for you. And then you're energetic and it reverses depression. And I'm not a doctor, okay? So don't listen to me. Go see Barbara O'Neill, but et cetera, right? So if you do the rebounding, then I seen this guy, these Eastern guys, Eastern fitness people and Eastern homeopathic and,
Yeah, you mean people that are from the other side of the world that look different than you and me? Is that what you're saying?
And they're highly fit and they're like anti-Western medicine. Yes. And this one guy I was watching says like, if you like smack yourself, it sparks something in your lymphatic system, like you were mentioning, and it like starts this circulation going. So like as I'm rebounding, and I'm like slapping myself, right? Especially if I'm sore. So if I would exercise the day before, or the day whatever, and now like, okay, I can feel soreness in my shoulder, my arm, my chest, whatever, my legs, and I'm like banging on it as I'm jumping.
Yeah.
Inflammation immediately goes away.
Really?
Soreness goes away. Yep. It's so cool.
Really?
So I do that.
Try that.
And then I added a third piece where I saw this psychiatrist talk about how, again, I'm not a doctor. I'm not giving health advice. So he says
just
that
tips.
Yes. No, it's all for educational purposes only.
It's just conspiracy tips.
Yes, and we are not financial advisors as well. This is all for educational purposes. And that adults are so robotic in our movements. Okay, so we sit up, we sit down, and everything we do is very systematic, and we form these rhythms. So if you did the craziest dance that you could ever think of, and there's no rhythm to it, and you're just doing this,
yeah,
right? As you're rebounding and as you're slapping yourself, your entire brain like resets, your lymphatic system starts kicking in, all your inflammation goes away, and it's like, you did a video, you're big on like changing your state. Instantly your state has changed. It's
yeah, totally.
So, and I only did it for like 2 minutes. It's not like it's an hour-long workout. So
you want a story about that?
And tip for JDub.
You want a story about that? You want a story about that? So my beloved wife, Kenya, I don't know, she follows some interesting people. Some of them are a little more Eastern. And somebody started this New Year's thing that she calls a ritual. I guess she does it every year, so it's a ritual for her. And they do like all these weird motions, exactly what you're talking about. And Kenya had me do it with her one day. And it was about like a 15, 20 minute something, another yoga, something is what she called it. But it was just exactly what you described. And you're like moving your arms all these different places. When my arms started to get tired, here's the punchline. After I did that for a day, the next day I went to do it. I couldn't hardly do it, couldn't move my arms. And I actually created an injury. And I can barely even use my right arm right now because of this injury.
Because then you got too wild with your movement.
I did. I got too wild. You
gotta ease into it, man. You can't.
Yeah, well, I just followed suit. I mean, my wife was over here doing her thing, and I was like, I should do the same thing.
Was this someone on the TV you were watching, or you were watching your wife do it?
I was watching my wife do it, but she was watching somebody on this thing called YouTube.
Okay, and on the person on YouTube, were they highly fit?
She was actually like 8 months pregnant. I thought she was gonna like pop a child while she's doing this.
Well, that's pretty cool.
It was kind of strange, yeah.
Okay, but now just wherever that injury is,
bang. So just beat my injury.
Yes.
While you're jumping.
While you're jumping.
Oh, while jumping.
Yeah, and slapping it, right?
I actually legit think I may have like a UCL injury or something.
What's UCL?
I don't know. Tommy John.
Oh, like in your elbow or wrist?
It's my elbow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's where all those ligaments all can combine.
Uh-huh.
Like it's just incredibly painful right now.
That sucks.
So like even if I go to Planet Fitness, I can do cardio and elliptical stuff. I literally could not lift 10 pounds right now.
In that one arm?
With my right arm, yeah.
Well, you want to just build a big left bicep?
You only need one, right?
Dude, because when you're in the mirror, you're only like doing that. You're
Yeah.
not usually not doing this, right? You're just doing that.
I mean, one bicep's better than no biceps.
I agree. All right, that was a fantastic way to end. So you got any parting gifts for us, Jimmy, or are we ready to go?
I don't have any parting gifts. We just need to do more of these and come up with our format.
Okay, so come see us next week. We're going to do this regularly. Okay, so you watching, we appreciate you watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Go see Jeremy at trademaestro.com. I'm at kb13.com. And you're the reason why we're here. We want to help people. We're having a lot of fun doing this too, but I think we're going to end up helping some people too. So
all right,
we appreciate you, and God bless.
That's it.